Chicken nuggets, in my view, is possibly one of the most popular starters across the globe. Well, today I'll show you a quick, easy and simple way to get it juicy, succulent and tender every time you make it. For this, I'm going to use a boneless breast of chicken, and this I'm going to cut in 1-inch squares. For this, the first step is to cut it into half and then portion it like so. We need to get 1 square inch pieces like so. Always make sure you use breast of a chicken because it's nice and tender. Make sure there are no sinews, and if any, just discard them. Well, the ends of a chicken breast could be given a gash like so, a horizontal one, and tapped back. Likewise, let's cut the remaining breast of chicken. Make sure the cuts of chicken are as uniform as possible so that they all cook at the same time. The next step is to marinate the pieces of chicken, and for this I'm using some fresh thyme. You could also use the herb of your choice. Well, if the thyme is nice and tender, you could just chop it up with the stalk. But in this case, I personally feel it's a little woody. I'm going to run a knife roughly over this. This goes straight on the cut pieces of chicken, followed with some salt and pepper. Well, you could also use some Dijon mustard or some mustard paste if you like the flavor. Mix this well and let's keep it aside for 10 minutes. While the chicken is marinating, time to break an egg for the coating. A touch of salt and pepper. And as promised, the secret to make it nice, succulent and juicy is yogurt. Give this a nice mix. And along with this, a few teaspoons of refined flour. This is just to make sure the batter nicely sticks to the pieces of chicken. A good mix again, and this is ready to use. Well, I'll add in the marinated pieces of chicken, and a quick mix. After mixing this well, make sure this is covered and placed in a refrigerator for a minimum of 30 to 45 minutes so that the marination seeps within. The chicken is marinated and ready. Let's now begin breading it. For this, I'm going to use some fresh breadcrumbs. Dab this in the crumbs, and this gets reserved on another plate. The chicken nuggets are breaded. Let this rest in the freezer for a minimum of 15 minutes. The chicken is out of the freezer. I've placed oil in a deep pan and we need to heat this till it's moderately hot. Fry these in small batches and make sure at no point is the oil overcrowded. For the doneness to be perfect, it could take anywhere between a minute or 2 to cook this and to get this nice golden brown color. I'm transferring this on an absorbent kitchen paper, and similarly, let's start frying the other pieces as well. Well, you could also bake this at 200 degrees for 20 to 30 minutes. Check the doneness before you serve. Finally, for some extra flavor and color, some curled parsley, but this time fried.
Today I'm going to show you how to make a really quick, easy and lip-smacking appetizer. It's got loads of cheese in it and it's chicken cheese fingers. I've got 250 grams of boneless chicken breast pieces which I've just cut up into cubes and I'm going to grind in the blender. The reason why I've cut it up is because it just minces far more easily in the blender. You should ideally avoid using minced chicken in this recipe because you are not really mincing it very fine. That's it, just a quick blend and you'll see the texture now. Time to add loads of flavor to this, the first of which is going to be some black pepper, about 1/4 teaspoon. Cumin powder, again 1/4 teaspoon. Garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon. If you want to use fresh, finely minced garlic, then use about 1 teaspoon. 1/4 teaspoon of red chili powder. And about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Mix all of that in. You know what? I'm just going to mix it with my hand. It's just easier that way. Now all of that is mixed in really well, so I'm going to add the star of this dish, 1 cup of processed cheese that's been grated. Mix this in batches. It's easier to mix it in that way. Everything is mixed in really well together, so I'm just going to divide this up into about 12 portions and then start shaping this into fingers. Now that I've portioned these out, I'm just going to shape these into fingers. Just make sure that when you're shaping these, there are no cracks or they're not broken in any spots, because that will be a bit of a problem when you're frying these off. That's it. Now I'm going to start coating each of these chicken fingers. Just before that, I've got 1 cup of flour here. I'm going to add a tiny pinch of salt to the breadcrumbs, which will form the final coating of the chicken fingers, and a tiny pinch of black pepper as well. The reason we do this is because the breadcrumbs otherwise can end up being a little tasteless. So just a little bit of flavor, very little, and just mix that into the breadcrumbs. Time to start coating these. The first layer is of the all-purpose flour. This is plain maida. Just dust off all the excess. Dunk it right into 2 eggs that have been whisked. And once that is nicely coated, it gets a final layer of breadcrumbs. Just place it on a platter and continue with the rest of the chicken fingers. That's it. The last one is nicely coated. Now I'm going to set these aside in the fridge for at least an hour before I fry these off. The reason I do that is because otherwise the coating just forms a layer which comes off and peels off, and we don't really want that. So this we'll get back to frying in 1 hour's time. The cheesy chicken fingers have been resting in the refrigerator for 1 hour, and now it's time to fry them off. I've got oil heating up here on a medium flame, and I'm just going to drop these off and fry them. Once these turn slightly golden on one side, just flip them over very gently so that they cook evenly on the other side as well. Just keep turning them over in the oil till they get a nice and even golden brown color. These two are ready to pull out. And I'm just going to leave it here on a paper towel to drain. And the last batch of these cheesy chicken fingers is done. Again, I'm just going to leave them on the paper towel to drain. What a beautiful golden color. If you're looking for a party starter of a recipe or just want to make something really nice and comforting for yourself, these chicken cheesy fingers are it.
I'm going to show you a nice recipe which can be served as a starter made with chicken, which is called the chicken cheese balls. I have half kg of boneless chicken, which I'm going to cook with 5 to 6 cloves of garlic, 4 green chilies finely chopped, some salt, half a teaspoon of pepper powder. I'm going to let the chicken cook in its own juices. Saute this for a minute and then I'm going to cover it and cook it. So I sauteed this chicken on a high flame for a minute and then I have reduced the flame and I'm going to cook it till it's done. This I have done so that the juices get trapped when the flame is high and then it cooks in its own juices and the chicken tastes nice. So a boneless chicken does not take long to cook, 7 to 8 minutes and it's done. So let's switch off the flame right now and cool the chicken, and now we're going to grind this to a nice pasty texture. As you can see, I have not added any water while grinding this chicken. Now let's remove it in a bowl. To give this a little Indian touch, I'm going to add some finely chopped coriander. Mix this well. And now we'll make the chicken and cheese balls. So I'm taking a table tennis ball size mixture in my hand and I'm going to spread this out a little bit. I have some mozzarella cheese here, which I'm going to stuff in the center, and then I'm going to just roll it into a ball and keep it aside. Similarly with the rest of the chicken mixture and the cheese, we'll make the balls. I'm going to beat 2 eggs now. And I'm going to take each chicken cheese ball, dip it in the egg, coat it with flour, maida, roll it in breadcrumbs and fry it. Let's drop these balls in a kadai of hot oil and fry them golden brown. This doesn't take much time because the chicken is cooked. It's only the breadcrumbs that have to turn golden.
Today I'm making my favorite party recipe, Kheema bread rolls. It may seem a little tedious at first, but I guarantee you that it is absolutely worth the effort. So let's just get started with step 1. Take a frying pan and add some simple vegetable oil to it. Let the oil heat up. To this, add half a teaspoon of cumin seeds. Once the cumin seeds have crackled, add half a teaspoon of ginger garlic paste. To this, add 1 finely chopped onion. Add some salt to taste. Once the onions have cooked a little bit, just add the rest of the spices. Half a teaspoon of turmeric, a teaspoon of chili powder, a teaspoon of cumin seed powder. Just cook the spices as well, please. Once your onions and spices are cooked, just leave it to cool. Let's get on with our next step.
I have slices of bread here, big slices of plain simple white bread. I've just cut off the crumbs of the bread. So now I'm going to take a rolling pin and flatten out the slice of bread. If your bread is too hard, it might be difficult, so maybe you could just dab it with a little bit of water. Ideally, just use fresh bread. So now that my bread is completely flattened out, I'm going to leave that aside and get back to our stuffing. So in a large mixing bowl, just put in the onions. I've got a mixture of some mint leaves, coriander leaves and green chilies which I've chopped finely. So I'm just going to add in that. Now I've got chicken Kheema here, or minced meat. You can also use lamb if you prefer that. I've chosen to use chicken today. I've just cooked it with a little bit of turmeric, a little bit of chili powder and some water. So just add it. Make sure it's completely dry though. I have got some simple mashed potato. I have not added anything into it. Just boil the potatoes. Now to this I'm going to add the juice of 1 lemon and mix it all in. If you'd like to make this a little more rich, you could add some cubes of cheese in as well. Just mix it up really well and leave it aside and go wash your hands. So I've taken a shallow frying pan and I filled it with some vegetable oil, a little more than half actually, and I'm going to leave it on a really low flame so the oil heats up. The reason I'm taking a shallow frying pan is because even though I'm shallow frying it, I do need a little more oil than your regular shallow fry. So which is why we've put a little more oil into this. So take one of your flattened bread slices. Now just take some of your stuffing and put it right at the center of the bread slice. Now we're going to roll it in. Just take your bread roll and put it in this egg mixture. It's basically just simple eggs that I've beaten together. Put this into breadcrumbs and roll it in nicely. Just make sure it is completely covered in breadcrumbs. Just cook it on a really low flame because the breadcrumbs tend to become really burnt if cooked on a high flame. So my first one is cooked nicely. As you can see, it's become like this lovely golden. That's how we like it. So let's just leave it. That's our second bread roll. So the best thing about these bread rolls is you can pre-make up until the step of putting them in the breadcrumbs and then put it in your refrigerator. So if you're hosting a party maybe a week later or a day later, whatever, you could just put it in the refrigerator if it's for a day, and if it's longer than that, you can just freeze it. So the day you have lots of time, maybe you could make like 30, 40 of them and put in the freezer. So all your parties can have bread rolls.